Ever feel glued to your phone? Here's how I'm battling back and rediscovering the joys of books. The joys of books? That doesn't sound right. Okay, so I've been trying to read more physical books recently and to get off my phone as much as possible. Like most people nowadays, I've got a crippling addiction to it. I've struggled with spending hours upon hours each day glued to my phone. I'm trying to limit myself to 3 hours max per day because I'm fed up with it and I feel like absolute crap afterwards. Every time I get a notification, I always end up staying on it for at least half an hour, mindlessly scrolling. Probably more like an hour, to be honest. It wouldn't be so bad if I was reading webcomics and manga like sometimes I do, but it's just memes and shorts mostly. I hate what shorts have done for my self-control. They're just horrible. I much prefer long-form content because it's not as brain-rotting. Either way, I'm over it. I much prefer the feeling of reading a good book, especially once I'm immersed in it. It clears my mind and helps me focus, unlike the constant buzz of my phone. It's like a mental reset where I can truly unwind. Other activities like going for a walk or drawing also feel so much more fulfilling, allowing me to escape and recharge. Anyway, I'm designing myself a nice bookmark. It's ironic really. I sell bookmarks on my website, stacyliu.com, but I end up using old scrap pieces of paper for myself, which aren't the best aesthetically speaking. I suppose they do the job though. If you're wondering why I don't use one that I've already designed and made, well, it's about making something truly personal and unique. Plus, I thought it'd be fun to draw something just for myself for a change. I'm currently using a Cinderella poster from an old pantomime show, but she wasn't my favourite Disney princess growing up. It was definitely Aurora, and then maybe Rapunzel after that. So I was thinking, why not just draw myself as both of them, one for each side? Both of them are stolen or cursed by witches and are sent to live in a faraway place, far from other humans. Though I guess Aurora still had her fairy godmothers to attend to, in a cosy cottage and tower. My point is, I could just see them both curled up with a book or painting by candlelight with no one to disturb them. On an off note, I really like both of these movies, even though one of them is 2D and the other's 3D, but I think that the newer animated movies are just lacking some soul. They all seem too polished, to the point where it takes some of the fun out of the whole thing. I miss their 2D animated movies. They were the best. I just think that you don't get the same feeling from 3D movies. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just nostalgic. I don't know. You see, growing up, my favourite Rapunzel was Barbie as Rapunzel, because I was young and she was the only Rapunzel there before Disney made Tangled. But I don't like Tangled as much, even though it's made so much better. I mean, just look at the graphics. What I'm saying is that maybe kids nowadays will look back at the newer 3D animated movies like Wish with the same nostalgia. The same way we did with classics like Ariel, Cinderella, Aladdin, and so many more. I do like the newer animated movies, don't get me wrong, but they just don't have the same feeling, and I wonder if they were made using 2D, if that'd be any different. I suppose there are other factors to take into mind. Like a lot of movies nowadays can't get away with the same things as the older ones and like to play on the safe side. Like a few things in the older movies like Pocahontas, so as not to offend anyone, I suppose. Which is a good thing, but one can play too safe. Here's a finished bookmark. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. How do you balance screen time with other activities? What do you think about the newer Disney movies? Was it better back when they were 2D animated and catered to a more specific audience like anime? And as for the live reenactments, let's just say I don't think any of them are that good at all. I sealed both sides of my bookmark with the same laminate that I use for my stickers. This way the watercolor won't rub off onto the book, and it'll last even longer, hopefully, even with my cookie-covered hands. And don't worry, I'll list all the materials and art supplies I used in the description. Visit stacyliu.com for stickers, bookmarks and more. You can also commission portraits and illustrations. Oh, and don't forget Super Poppy, my children's book about a guinea pig's adventures with baked beans. If you enjoyed this, check out my other videos. And please subscribe, share and like. See you!